want to say thank you for joining us again on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
We're excited about our lesson and our games and stuff tonight. We're going to review.
Yes.
First of all, the candle. The candle is for
Pentecost.
Pentecost, that's
Coming
right.
of the Holy Spirit.
Coming and empowering all the disciples so that they could proclaim the gospel. Then we had
A lock.
the lock. You remember that one? That was?
And keys.
Lock and keys.
Except they didn't really need keys because the angel let them out.
That's right. The disciples were thrown in jail, and the angel came and unlocked everything, and they were able to leave without any problem.
Yes.
Then we had, let's see, the scrolls.
Ooh.
Oh, no, wait.
No?
Nope.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
yes.
birthday was the second.
Yes.
Candle, happy birthday, then the lock. Oh, boy,
Happy
I got all out
birthday
of
to the church, the Big C church. Not like FBCCS church, just church.
Then you have the scrolls, which was the Ethiopian eunuch and Philip
Yes.
the deacon, not the disciple.
Explaining what Isaiah meant.
Then you have the rulers, the 1
1, 2,
through
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
12,
10,
yeah.
11, 12.
Like I said before, I prefer a dozen donuts or a dozen cookies, but not going to go there. And then we had the cloth, which
Yes.
remember that was Tabitha being
Tabitha.
wrapped up in grave clothes. It could also be the cloth that was let down in the vision that had the animals in it. You remember that? And we have a new clue. Are you ready for the clue for today?
We are ready.
Here we go. Here's your clue for today.
Whoa. We have entered the Twilight Zone.
Not really. It's just a flashlight. But it is a light, and that's our lesson is about a light. Do you know what it is? Maybe you do. Maybe some of you remember. Maybe some of you don't. But in case you don't know what the clue is, or you haven't figured it out, I got a little song for you.
Yes.
We're going to listen to our song.
Sing along.
Have a little fun with it. Here we go.
Okay.
This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
song, got the flashlight. The clue is light.
Yes.
Let your light shine. Light. But what's the lesson?
Yeah, it has to do with light, that's for sure.
It does. And we're not going to tell you. We're going to read the lesson. We're going to talk about the lesson. We're going to show you the video and let you figure it out.
Okay.
But remember, we've already covered Pentecost. We've covered the beginning of the church. We've covered the angel coming to let the disciples out. And then we briefly touched on a man named Saul. Now, Saul was a student of the Bible. He also was a student of, like, the Sanhedrin.
Yeah.
So he knew who the high priest was. He would go visit the high priest. And remember, his teacher was Gamaliel.
Yes.
And Gamaliel was one of the greatest teachers of that time. And if you remember, when the disciples were preaching and preaching, and Caiaphas, the high priest, wanted to throw him in prison, Gamaliel was the one who said, wait. He said, if this is of man, it's going to go away. If it's of God, then you can't stop it. And Saul was there. Saul heard that. And then Saul began to see these Christians, and he didn't like what was going on. The people, the Sanhedrin, the Jews didn't believe in Jesus. The Christians did. The disciples and those who were getting saved did believe in Jesus. And Saul thought, it is my responsibility to protect the law and to throw these Christians in prison. And that's where our lesson picks up. We have the disciples that are going to be scattered all over Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria because of the suffering, because of the persecution, because of the arrest. And Saul was the main person in all of that. So, Miss Amanda, if you'll read the verses for tonight, then we'll watch the video. Here we go.
All right, it's Acts chapter 9, so the big 9, starting in verse 1. Here we go. It says, meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples, which would have been the 12. He went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues in Damascus, so that if he found any there who belonged to the way, whether men or women, he might take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. As he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And this is what Saul said. He said, who are you, Lord? I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting, he replied. Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do. The men traveling with Saul stood there speechless. They heard the sound, but did not see anyone. Saul got up from the ground, but when he opened his eyes, he could see nothing. So they led him by the hand into Damascus. For 3 days he was blind, and he did not eat or drink anything.
There's a lot there, but this is the beginning of the story of Saul. Gamaliel was his teacher, but Saul got permission from the high priest and the Sanhedrin to go all throughout Jerusalem and arrest Christians and throw them in prison. Now,
that's awful.
They weren't called Christians in the story. If you were listening real carefully,
what did they
you
call
may
them?
have heard something else. They weren't called Christians. They weren't called Christ followers. They weren't called Jesus followers. They were Saul said, go arrest the people that are...
who belonged to the way.
Who belonged to the way. That's what they were known as. The people who followed Jesus were known as the people who belonged to the way. That's what they called it. I think one of the reasons they may have called it that was because Jesus said, I am the truth, the life, and
the way.
So Jesus was the way, and if you believed in Jesus, you became part of the way. Now, this is a translation from the Greek and all that other weird stuff for adults, but this is the way the Bible refers to him, as the way. And Saul would throw him in prison, and people began to leave and scatter because they were scared.
Yeah, scary time.
We're going to show a little video.
Aren't you so glad that we don't have to go through that, Uncle Buddy?
Nope, we sure don't.
Nope. We
Who
can
knows,
believe. We're free. We're free to believe.
Maybe someday we won't have that much freedom, but for now, we're free. Yes, we can't go to church and meet yet. Soon, but not yet. But we could still have church. We're having church using our video cameras and our laptops and our telephones. We're going to watch the little animated clip, the little story about what happened, and you catch all the different things that we've talked about so far.
Why, if it isn't Saul.
Rabbi Gamaliel.
How is my student?
Wiser than his teacher.
I don't doubt it one bit. What brings you here?
I want to make sure these Christians get what's coming to them.
Saul, remember, think before you act.
I know.
The Christians are people just like you and me.
Then maybe there is something the pupil could teach the master.
Leave these followers of Jesus alone. If the things they teach are of men or the devil, they will come to nothing.
We followed your advice at the trial of Peter, and since then they've converted thousands more.
It's time for action. Search them out, arrest them and beat them, seize their property, put them in prison.
I'm glad to hear somebody talk like he does. Here, Saul, I give you authority to arrest all these followers of Jesus.
Saul, is this what I taught you? Beware, lest you find yourself fighting against God.
Put them in the wagon. Is the house empty now?
Yes, sir.
Excellent work, Saul. Hundreds have been arrested. The rest of them have run away.
Yes, they've run away, preaching about Jesus wherever they go. For every man and woman you've locked away or killed, there are 10 new converts in every synagogue from Alexandria to Damascus.
Then the answer is to do in other cities what we've done in Jerusalem. Caiaphas, give me letters to the synagogues in Damascus. Give me authority to capture these blasphemers and bring them back to Jerusalem. Damascus is close. Let's push on.
We're pushing the horses too hard. They need rest. We need rest.
We need to do our job. Then we'll rest.
Saul, a half day won't make a difference.
It will if they've been warned. Now let's push on.
Saul, why do you persecute me?
Who are you?
I am Jesus, whom you persecute.
Lord, what would you have me do?
Arise and go into the city, and it will be told you what you should do.
Saul, what happened? I saw a bright light. I didn't see anyone else. Who was he talking to?
Oh, I can't see you. I can't see anything. I'm blind.
Wow. To be continued. We don't know exactly what happens, but I think a lot of you already know the story. But that's the beginning of the life of Paul. I mean, the whole video.
You mean Saul?
Saul, who changes his name to Paul. We still call him by both. The whole video is about 30 minutes long, but I only put the first part on there because that's all I want to talk about. And did you think you figured it out? What the flashlight was all about?
Yes, what does it represent?
Somebody said, why are you wearing all black? Is it part of the lesson? Sort of.
Yes.
But you'll have to wait to see all that and hear all that. The light really has to do with Saul's testimony. You see, Saul was persecuting and arresting Christians, people of the way, and he was going about persecuting them and just causing as much trouble as he could, trying to scare them.
Yeah, and he thought he was doing the right thing for God.
He was very sincere. He thought, this is the right thing to do. I have to protect God's law.
Like the 10 Commandments and all the other ones that go with it.
But he missed the point that the Messiah had come and that Jesus was here, that Jesus had died, was buried, and rose again to forgive Saul of his sin. And Saul totally missed that. And so he just thought these Christians, these people of the way, were just troublemakers. And so he went all through Jerusalem arresting them. And people began to get scared and leave. So there wasn't as big of a problem in Jerusalem.
They started scattering everywhere, like we talked about before, where all the other people, not necessarily the disciples, but the other followers of Jesus were starting to scatter everywhere.
And so now the gospel is being spread all over the place, in Judea, in Samaria, and it's going further and further. And they said, well, we think we might have kind of stopped it in Jerusalem, so maybe we need to do the same thing other places.
Yeah, everywhere. It's like, really?
And Saul went to Caiaphas, the high priest, and said, hey, write me letters so I can take it to the synagogues in other cities, starting with Damascus, and arrest people there. Saul's idea was to go to Damascus and arrest the people in Damascus and bring them back to Jerusalem, and then go to another city and another city, and pretty soon that would spread, and eventually he thought, you know what? I'll put a stop to this all by myself. If I arrest enough Christians in enough different cities, then they'll stop what they're doing. On his way to Damascus, something happened. The Bible says a light,
a bright light
came down from heaven, and it knocked him to the ground. And while he was on the ground, surrounded by this light, a voice began talking to him. Now, if you remember from the little video, and the Bible, the soldiers didn't hear hear the voice. They saw the light. They could hear Saul talking, but they didn't hear anyone else. And they're like,
what's going on?
You know. And the voice said to Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And Saul was like, who are you? And the voice said, I'm Jesus. I'm the one that you're persecuting. And all of a sudden Saul realized
he was fighting against Jesus, who was real.
In the video, Gamaliel said to Saul, be careful that you're not fighting against God. Now, that's not in the Bible. That was just somebody's way of telling the story. But it's a very true thing. Saul was so gung-ho, so I want to do this for God. Zealous, that's a good word, because we've learned about that word. He was so zealous that in his zealousness
and rebellion, he
was actually fighting against God, not for God. And when the light came around him and surrounded him,
and he met Jesus.
Here's the crazy thing. His eyes, his spiritual eyes, were opened, but his physical eyes were blinded by that brilliant bright light. And Jesus got a hold of Saul's heart.
Not his real pumping heart.
No, not his blood pumping vessel. But his spirit,
emotion,
his soul.
His spirit.
And we talked about how that we have a physical body, we have a spirit, and we have a soul. God, Jesus, got a hold of his spirit, and he became part of the way. he joined the way while he was on the ground,
Yeah.
in the light and everything else.
While he was traveling to go,
He's like-
arrest and persecute all these people who did believe.
Exactly. Jesus, I'm not going to persecute you anymore. I want to be a follower of you. And that was the beginning of his testimony. I used to persecute Christians. I was throwing them in jail. But then I saw the light. You know, we sing a song in church sometimes with the older folks, and they get out their banjos and their guitars, and it's kind of a bluegrass flavor to it. I saw the light. Well, that's what happened to Saul. He saw the light. You remember we said Jesus is the truth, the life, and the way? Another part of the Bible says that he is the light of the world that shines in darkness.
Yes.
You see, black is kind of darkness.
Yes.
And when you shine a light, the light is there. It doesn't know how big, small,
light.
It is. That light shines. And that was part of Saul's testimony. God, he saw the light. God got a hold of his spirit. And now he's no longer going to persecute and arrest people of the way. He's going to be a part of the way.
Yes.
You know, that kind of makes me want to tell you a little bit of my story and have Amanda tell you part of her
because
story.
as we journey with Paul, you're going to learn a lot about Paul. You're going to learn a lot about his testimony, his story of how he follows Jesus.
And I hope you'll learn a little bit about yourself, too.
Yes, and then we're going to tell a little bit about our story each time as we tell about Paul's story.
So I'm going to tell you about when I saw the light. Now, I didn't see a big flash of light. It wasn't like a flashlight in my face blinding me. I was just a little kid. I was going to Sunday school. I mean, I was barely 4 years old. I was small. And our Sunday school teacher told us a story, a missionary story, about a little boy. And the little boy in that story knew he was a sinner. He knew he had done bad things. He knew he had a sinful spirit. And as he listened to the missionary, he realized he needed to give his heart to God. And as a little boy, I realized I'm just like the kid in that story. I need to give my heart to God. And I did, even as just a little kid. Now, I didn't fully understand. I didn't know everything. I don't know everything now, but I think I do. But as I got older and older and older, I began to realize more and understand more. But as a little child, I gave my heart to God, just like Saul did when he saw the light. Miss Amanda, when did you give your heart to God?
Well, mine was a little bit different story because growing up, we would go to church, but we wouldn't go to church all the time. So we would go, on holidays, and then also we would go in spurts. So there'll be a time where I would go to church for a while, and then our family wouldn't, and then we would go to church for a while and wouldn't. Now, my parents grew up in the church, and they were young when they got married, so they were kind of like, well, I want to do my own thing. But eventually, they became...
I don't think they quite said it that way.
No, but came from a loving home. My parents absolutely love us and took us to church here and there, but we knew that Jesus was important. We knew God was important. And then I started having some questions and things of that nature when I was 14, and I was thumbing through some books about end times, and so my uncle, who was a pastor, asked me if I wanted to pray. Now, I didn't really know what that meant. I got baptized at that time, but honestly, I wasn't really saved at that time. I was just a curious kid. So,
you know what? Some of you are curious.
Yeah.
Some of you are starting to ask questions, and that's good because we can talk to you and we can tell you things and we can explain it to you. And the more you understand, the more prepared your heart will be when the time is right.
Yes. And so, it wasn't until I was pregnant with Henry, and Henry's my 20-year-old, and I was starting church at First Baptist, so that was a long time ago, like 21 years ago, and there was something called a Billy Graham crusade, and so Billy Graham came to Paul Brown Stadium, and he started...
Did he play football?
He didn't. Oh. He was preaching, and
that's even better.
My mom and I and some of the other members of First Baptist went to sing in the choir there. And so after that, I mean, I had been studying some and trying to learn what all this was about, but I really had that feeling of, I start to know who Jesus really is, and I really want to follow him. And so it was really at that point, so I was a grown-up before I really started following Jesus. But I was curious when I was a middle schooler, and I was curious as a teenager, but I didn't really see the light like Saul did, except I didn't really see the light. But I didn't start really following Jesus until I was a grown-up in my 20s.
So when she was younger, she believed in God, she understood things,
Yeah.
but she wasn't a true follower of Jesus until she was older.
Right.
It's sort of like Saul. Saul thought he was doing the right thing. Saul was obeying God, he thought, and then he saw the light. You know, that's the way it is for all of us. We go through life doing certain things, and we think we're good. We think we're good enough. We think we're doing everything right, and then all of a sudden, we see the light of the gospel. We see Jesus, and Jesus touches our heart, and all of a sudden we realize, you know what? I need to give my heart to Jesus. I need to have my spiritual eyes opened.
And it's all right if you guys don't have a story yet. You're young, and you have to have time and room to grow, just like I had to have time and room to grow.
Absolutely. And for those of you who've given your heart to Jesus, that's where your story begins.
Yeah.
Before then, you're like everyone else.
Yeah.
And then when that time comes and you realize and you give your heart to Jesus, that's the beginning of your story.
Of your spiritual
For me,
journey.
it was as a little kid. For Miss Amanda, it was as a young kid hearing about God and then being curious and asking questions. And then when she was much older, that's when she realized and she gave her heart to God. That's the way her story begins. Saul's story begins on the road to Damascus. We're going to cover more and more
And
and
how
more.
old do you think Saul was, Uncle Buddy?
He probably was not very old because he was still a student of Gamaliel. So he may have been early 20s.
So around my age when I got saved?
Maybe, that's right. And we're going to help you guys maybe even develop some of your own story.
Yeah.
As we tell you our story and as you hear Saul's story. But the big thing we want you to walk away from tonight is that the world is in darkness.
Yeah.
The world's eyes are spiritually blind. Physically they're open, but spiritually they're blind. You know, as a matter of fact, when Jesus was on the earth, he would talk to the Pharisees and he would say, "You're blind." And they would say, "No, we're not blind. We can see just fine." He said, "No, you're spiritually blind. If you weren't spiritually blind, you would know better. But because you are spiritually blind, that, you know," and they were like, "No, we're not. And they wouldn't listen to him and they didn't understand. But it wasn't until some of these men turned to Jesus that their eyes were opened, just like Saul's. Now here's the interesting thing. Saul's spiritual eyes were open, but his physical eyes were blind. And for 3 days, he didn't eat anything, he didn't drink anything. You know, after he saw the vision, after he saw the bright light, the voice told him to go to this town, and there would be a man there, a man named Judas, not the same Judas we've heard of before, a whole different Judas. You remember that was a very popular name. He's to go to Judas's house, and Judas will take care of him until somebody else arrives. The soldiers picked him up. The soldiers took him to where he said to go, and he stayed at that man's house, blind. You know, I don't think Saul ever thought he would see again.
Probably not.
Maybe he thought, oh no, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be blind. I'm going to have to be led around. But you know what? I love God and I love Jesus. And I've thrown people from the way into prison. And now I don't want to do that. I want to tell everybody about the way. And so his heart has been changed. And Sunday, we're going to pick up the next part of the story. But I want you to think about, have you got to that point where you've seen the light? Have you given your heart to God? If you haven't, that's okay.
You have time and room to grow.
The more you understand, the better your heart will be prepared.
But the thing is, in order for Uncle Buddy to have gotten saved, in order for me to have gotten saved, the story had to be told.
That's right.
You know, we didn't know. We talked about the world being in spiritual darkness. You know, some of them have no clue who Jesus really is. They know his name. Almost everyone knows his name. but they don't really have a clue of what he did and how he accomplished it, and the church and God and his laws and all those things. They haven't studied those. But it brings me back to that one verse real quick. It says here in Romans chapter 10, starting in verse 14, how then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one, talking about Jesus, of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news.
Jesus brought the good news.
Yes.
He brought the gospel. He gave it to the disciples. The disciples had given it to other people. Those other people are now traveling around the world telling other people. And now it's gotten to Saul. Interesting thing was, nobody else told Saul. Saul saw Jesus.
Yeah.
The light, the voice, and that's how he got saved. A man or a woman, somebody in my Sunday school class told me a story, and that's what got me wanting to know more about Jesus and accepting Jesus as my Savior.
And many people, like my grandparents, my parents, my uncle, yeah. So there was many people who were teaching me about Jesus before I had any clue that I wanted to follow him. So do you see the importance of going to church? Do you see the importance of reading your Bible and learning from your family, especially if your parents are already saved? And parents, the importance of pouring into your kids about Jesus.
Absolutely. You know what? Maybe your kids' parents, I'm talking to the parents now, all you kids can plug your ears for a minute. Parents, maybe your kids don't know how your story begins.
Yeah.
This is a great time to stop and tell them the story. You know, I realize a lot of people at the church don't know my story, and we want to share that story. We're going to take these clips from our lesson and put them together and put it as our testimony on the church's webpage eventually. But we want you to know our story. Parents, tell your kids your story.
Yeah.
Let them know how you saw the light when you gave your heart to Jesus. And parents, if you don't know of a time when you did that, contact us.
Yeah.
We'd be more than happy to talk to you too.
Or if your kids, if you have some questions, contact us. Send us a text or a message through Messenger. Yeah, we can explain things. And parents, an awesome book for you about the faith of a child is called
The Faith of a Child. We're going to make that book available to you guys a little bit later on when we get some more copies of it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Saul saw the light and gave his heart to God.
Yes.
I saw the light and gave my heart to God. Amanda saw the light, gave her heart to God. And a lot of the grown-ups watching our video have given their heart to God. Some of our kids have even given their heart to God. And that's what we want you to think about.
The beginning of your spiritual journey. And we're going to
Beginning
journey.
of your journey.
Yeah, we're going to journey with Paul, and you're going to journey with us.
We're going to close in prayer, and then we're going to keep on with more fun.
Yes.
Father, thank you for the story of Saul.
Thank you.
And how Saul saw the light. And it's not just some story that was written in the Bible. It's a true story. It happened.
Yes,
he was on that road to Damascus to arrest Christians and was stopped by Jesus.
Thank
the bright
you, Jesus.
Light and the voice. And he said, "Why are you persecuting me?" And Saul gave his heart to Jesus. And now he is a member of the way.
Yes.
We ask that you would help us as we teach these lessons for the kids to understand. And when the time is right and their heart is right, they would give it to you. Yes. In Jesus' name, amen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now we've got something for you because it's time.
Random Things with Amanda and Buddy.
That time in our program where Buddy and Amanda do random things. And we've got a random thing for you, part of the reason we're wearing black. We talked about light, we talked about darkness, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. We've got a clip here. If it all works like it's supposed to.
Yeah, we just
tried it this afternoon.
We just created it.
Matter of fact, 3 minutes before we went live, I was plugging it into the program. Now, here's what we're going to do. we did a little hand shadow stuff.
Hand shadow puppets.
And we made some animals and some other things. And what we want you to do is take about 5 minutes as we watch this and try to guess. As you see the things we do, you guess what the animal is. Maybe it'll be easy, maybe it'll be hard. We're going to stay on and talk to you if it works right while you get to watch us doing the hand things and having a little bit of fun. And you put your answer in there.
Yeah, no, and it goes kind of quick, so it's
all
right
if you miss one, don't worry about it. If you don't have time to type, that's fine. You just have some fun and see if you can guess them. Here we go, and it should work. Shadow hands. Well, you can't see us, so we're going to talk. That was me. I was first trying to do it.
What do you think it is? I'll give you a hint. It's not a spider. It was a crab.
It was a crab, that's right. I think this is Miss Amanda. She's trying. We're first starting, so we're not really good at it.
Yes.
So
Can you tell what this is? It's not a duck. But it's a duck that has a really long neck. That's not a duck. A swan.
It's a swan. Now here goes one of my attempts at a really big one. Yeah.
It's not Barney, but it looks kind of like he is.
It looks more like a chicken dinosaur, but it's not a chicken dinosaur. Did you figure out what it is? It's
a turkey.
Turkey? No, it's T-Rex. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a dinosaur.
Okay, this one was me, and I'll give you a hint. At Christmas, one has a red nose.
She did a really good job. I think she did an excellent job with this one. Can you figure out what it is? A couple people said dinosaur. A couple of people said T-Rex. Spider or crab, that's right. It was a deer.
That one was a deer?
A deer. Now here's mine. This one should be really easy. You don't want to go into the swamp with this.
No. Oh, goodness, no. Also, they're at the zoo and they just sit there in this big reptile house.
It was an alligator.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. Miss Amanda did another good one.
Yes, this one, it could be in your home. What do you think it is? And I'll tell you one thing, it's not a cat. Yeah, it's a dog.
It's a dog.
I love this one of Uncle Buddy's, but it is a member of the Disney clan. It's a Disney character. Now,
you might think it's a Martian, but it's not.
He loves honey. And he loves his friends, Tigger and Piglet.
Looks kind of like a pig, but it was Winnie the Pooh.
Here's mine.
This is another good one. Miss Amanda's really good at these.
Not really, but can you tell what that is? It's not a person, and it's supposed to be sitting on a branch, if you get my drift. Yeah, I mean, like, those things in the background are feathers.
There it goes as it flies away. It's a bird. Woo.
Yeah, the other one was Winnie the Pooh.
All right, here we go. Next one. This is another one from Miss Amanda. She tried to do this one. Took her a little bit. I hope you can figure it out. Okay, now it's almost ready.
Okay.
She's got her
It
hands
looks
all
kind of
together.
like Fred Flintstone, but it's not. But it's also a member of Disney. So what would it be?
To figure it out. That was a nose growing. That was
Pinocchio.
This one you ought to be able to get. We're getting really good now. You ought to be able to figure these out easy. I think we're even going to wow you at how good we can. Check that one out.
Okay, if you don't get that one, then you might as well hang it up.
All right, here goes
That
another
was
one.
Mickey Mouse.
Here we go.
Yes.
This one might be a little harder.
Yeah, can you tell what it
Tell
is?
what it is.
It is a hippopotamus.
Or a turtle.
It looks more like a hippo to me.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is one that we're working on doing together. Can you figure out what it is?
Okay, come on. It's
Real
not
quick.
an animal. It was a locomotive.
It was a choo-choo
AKA
train.
train.
Here goes another one. Check this one out.
Now, we had to use several hands for this one. How many know what a velociraptor is? Yeah.
That's not a velociraptor.
Yes, it was. Okay, what
Here's
about
what,
this?
this is what I was doing. Can you figure out what
Actually,
that
he
is?
did a great job with this.
I'm not sure you can figure out what that is.
You also have it in your house. We've already done a different version. That was a puppy doll.
All right, here we go. Here's another one. This took a lot of work.
And this is in a movie, okay? So it's not like just a dinosaur. Pretend like there's like buildings that are really small.
Buildings and smashes buildings.
So what would it be?
It was Godzilla.
Yes. All right, here's our last one. Woo, that one's awesome. I love that one. And surely you can guess that. It was an airplane. Oh, and there we are as we're making our shadow people and puppets. Yes, I hope you enjoyed that.
Okay, in case you couldn't figure it out, some of those ones at the
Someone
very,
said
very
the
end.
Titanic. That was great.
Some of those at the very, very end, we kind of were a little sneaky.
Yeah, but
We had fun.
we still used our hands.
A little bit.
No, we used our hands for sure. Anyway.
All right. Now it's time for a game, and we've got a
Yeah,
fun
it's
game for
Wednesday
you. You
night,
guys ready
so
for
it's
a game?
game night.
It is game night, and we've got a game. Here's what's going to happen. We've got 6 rooms. We're going to call out a room, and then we're going to pull up a letter. And you have to run to that room in your house, not my house.
Yeah.
Run to that room and find something that begins with that letter. For instance, maybe we said, in the basement, go get something that starts with a Q.
Yes, and you're racing against time, seeing how long it takes you, and you have to come back and tell us what you found.
Yeah, I'll have a 1-minute timer going, and when I'll say go, and you take off and you run, go get it, you bring it back and you look at the timer, and then tell us what you got and how long it took you. You got about a minute to do it, but it'd take you a little bit of time to type it in, so hurry along. So here we go. We're going to
Wait,
get
we're
ready.
going to do it along with you, so I'm going to be running and finding something too.
I'll probably be having to stick to the clock, so you try to run, go. First,
So you have to see if you can beat me.
Here we go. First one. You want me to grab the room or the letter? I'll grab the room.
Grab the room. And we did rooms that everyone would have.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we don't have basement in there.
This is the living room. You're going to run to the living room and you're going to try to find something. Don't go until I say go. Now
Right.
we're going to pull out a letter. Pull out a letter.
Okay.
You're going to go to the living room and find something that starts with the letter E. Oh boy. On your mark, run to the living room, find something that starts with the letter E. Go.
Yay.
All right, she's taking off. She's running to try to find something in the living room that starts with the letter E. E, what are you going to find that starts with the letter E? An envelope? Is there an envelope in there? Find an envelope, maybe in my briefcase. An envelope. A piece of elastic. An elephant. An egg. Is there an egg in there?
Oh, I think I might have an egg.
In the living room. Oh, she found something. She's back. Okay, it took her 38 seconds.
An egg that
She has
is
an egg.
a bath bomb, but it's
So-
still an egg.
So what she's going to do real quick is she's going to type
37.
egg. 37 seconds. And she's got hers. Let's wait to see. Oh, an elastic hairband, an Easter egg. Jody Kelly, the Kellys got something in 35 seconds.
Woohoo! What was it?
An elastic hairband.
Nice.
I bet you it was Ava's.
Yeah, or
All
Joe's.
right. Awesome. Okay. Somebody else. Egg. Well, that was ours. Egg.
Elastic.
Okay. All right.
Wow, everyone has elastic in their living room? I don't.
I don't know.
I wish I did. I would have found it easier.
That's crazy. Elastic. I'll bet you somewhere not in the living room is an. You could have taken this off when you were in the living room.
Well, I mean, it's kind of elastic.
It's elastic. It's stretchy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
but-
Here we go. Next room is the kitchen.
Okay.
You're gonna run to the kitchen.
Oh, my mom found an earring.
An earring. Oh, There you go. I wonder if she was
I
wearing
don't have my
it,
ears
huh?
pierced, so...
Okay, we're going to run to the kitchen, and we're going to find something that starts with...
Let me find a letter here.
The letter U.
Oh, my goodness.
The letter U. Maybe we should have put the easy letters in there. On your mark, get set, go to the kitchen and get something starts with U. She's hurrying. Utensil? If you can't think of anything, is there a ukulele in the kitchen?
I wish I meant that for Mother's Day.
Maybe there's an umbrella in the kitchen? Some ugly food? Oh, here we go. You guys are ready for this. 34, 35, 36 seconds. All right, we're going to put it in there. Ugly food. We've started a compost pile, and these are our scraps that we're going to put in the compost pile so we can maybe do a garden. So we're going to put ugly food. And it was 36, 37?
37.
36, 30-something seconds.
Oh, it
Whoops,
looks like
says 86.
Someone got utensils, and it took 30 seconds. Oh, unsweetened spices.
Oh, unsweetened tea.
Look at you clever people.
Oh, man, there's all kinds
I know, I had
stuff.
some of that, but my brain couldn't work.
All right,
Okay.
what else we got?
Underwear in the kitchen?
There's underwear in the kitchen?
Must be Lily's.
I don't want to know whose it is.
It's Lily's. It's got to be Lily's.
Uneaten food. 1 minute.
Oh,
whoa.
that's
You guys are
good.
getting pretty tricky. All right, we're going to go back to our live food feed here. Our
Live food?
I'm hungry.
My
All right,
goodness.
here we go. We've got another place.
Okay.
The bedroom.
Bedroom. All
The
right.
bedroom. You're
Let
going
me
to run to the bedroom.
find one of these tiles.
Find something that starts with a
A
W.
in the bedroom?
Something that starts with a W in the bedroom. On your mark, get set, go. A W in the bedroom. A W in the bedroom. W. A warm blanket. Warm socks. Wool socks. Let's see. Water. I keep water by the bed. I have water in my bedroom. I wonder if Miss Amanda's going to think about it. Oh, okay. Max is back. Max found water. Stick your head in here and say hi, Max. This is Max. He's staying with us right now. Max found water in 38 seconds. Let's see if Miss Amanda comes back. She's running out of time. 45 seconds. Watercolor paints. A water bottle. A water bottle. A wastebasket in Zach's room. 32 seconds. A wallet. I don't know where Miss Amanda is. Here she comes. Here she comes. Oh, there you go.
Woo!
A warm wool
It's wool.
sock.
I had to find the wool one.
Did you think about water?
How long did it take
wallet,
me? It
all
took me
that stuff?
forever.
Took you over a minute. 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
A wool sock.
Yes. Wool sock.
110.
Wool sock.
All right. Hi, Reagan. Reagan's
Doesn't
watching
smell
us.
bad.
All
Okay.
right. Here we go.
All right.
Let's go back to our live feed again.
Oh, did someone bring a window?
A window.
I'm impressed.
How did you bring the window? Oh, somebody has I saw a wireless. Oh, no, I can't see it.
Wireless headphones?
Wireless
That's
headphones.
good.
Way to go, Reagan.
Wait.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Next. Oh, this one's going to be fun. We're going outside.
Yes.
You're going to run outside and find something. What are they going to find?
Okay.
Here we go. And the letter is
Are you serious?
a Q.
Do I need to
Outside.
switch this?
Let's get a different letter.
That's
bonus,
too hard.
Bonus if you get something
Yeah,
with a Q.
bonus for a Q, but otherwise, what did we pick?
We picked the letter A.
Okay, an
See if you can find
A or
something
a
that starts
Q
with
or
an
an
A.
A and
A
a
or a
Q.
Q. Here we go. On your mark. Get set, go. Outside to find something with the letter A. or a Q. Maybe you find a quarter. Let's see. Ooh, a walkie-talkie charger. Oh, it could get water. Let's see. Wicker furniture. I bet Amanda doesn't think about that. Wicker furniture. We have wicker furniture. Oh, she's heading to the back porch. I heard the front door slam. Oh, gross. All right, Max is back. Max found a partially eaten apple. Yuck. I'm going to let him throw that outside with the nasty food.
It's in the compost. That's all I got. That's not an egg.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Amanda brought
This is all I could find,
an
guys.
automobile.
No, I brought a quick car.
A quick car.
I know, that's really lame because I'm using adjectives instead of nouns, but hey, that's all I have.
Did anybody find a quarter?
Oh, seriously?
A quilted porch swing seat? Let's see what else. An apple, 18 apples, 18 seconds. Does Finding Ava count? Well, if Ava ran outside and you found her and brought her back, that
Max,
would...
you should have found me. I didn't think about it. Oh, well.
Okay, wow, okay. All right, here we go. Next one. Let's see.
You know, my brain can't think when I'm, like, needing to think.
It's okay, mine didn't either. I was saying wicker furniture, wicker furniture. Wicker doesn't start with an A or a Q.
Wow, we're great.
Why I got W on the brain, I don't know. I think it was from our last one, the water bottle.
Oh, wait, I could have done something that was quarantined. Wow.
A mask. A mask
But
for
I
the
didn't
car.
have one. Oh, I did. Oh, well.
All right, here we go.
All right, what is it?
We are going to the bathroom.
Okie dokie.
Gonna run into the bathroom and see what we can find. We're looking for something that starts
Let's
with the letter T. Oh, K.
K.
Letter K in the bathroom. Go.
Okay.
Letter K in the bathroom. Wow, what's something that starts with a K in the bathroom? Oh, the Morrises found Ashton. What? No Q? Quarantined people. There are quarantined people outside. I'm sure about that one. All right, a letter K. King, cat, cr, ca, ko, key. Uh-oh. Miss Amanda's... I know what she found.
Don't judge. I'm telling you right now. Okay, it's called Kardashian Glow.
Oh my goodness.
It's a bronzer.
They're never going to let me teach at church again.
Sorry.
Kardashian...
It did start with a K, though.
Kardashian Glow tanning stuff.
Oh, they found
Kleenex.
Kleenex. Oh, Kleenex. Except our Kleenex is in the kitchen.
Hey, Lainey.
Oh,
Lainey
hey.
Hillsbach has joined us.
Yay.
We're playing a game, Lainey. I hope you can join us.
Yeah.
We're running to a room and finding something that starts with a certain letter.
Okay.
Oh, they did.
Oh,
Lainey
did they?
found Kleenex.
Good.
That was the one who found Kleenex. All
Okay.
right. Max hasn't made it back yet.
Poor Max. I don't know.
Well, we're going to go on. It's been over a minute. Back to our live feed.
Okay.
Last room, and then we're going to start all over again. This is an extra room. Any room that you haven't gone to. If it's a basement, if it's another bedroom, if you have a study, if you have a dining room, any room that you haven't been in is an extra room, and that's where you can pull it. And what we're looking for is something that starts with...
Hopefully something better than what I've been drawing.
Kroger brand hand soap.
L.
L. L in the other room.
Ready?
On your mark, get set, go. Any room that you haven't been in, you're looking for something that starts with an L. The playroom. Oh, that's a fun place. Fun. No K stuff. Kroger brand soap. Yep, all kinds of K things. See what you can find. See what you can find. We're looking for all kinds of stuff. In the room, looking for something starts with an L. A library book? Hope you don't have any of those, because they're going to be way past due. Let's see, liquid. A light. Grab a light. Yeah, maybe there's a lamp. A lamp. Oh, you know what? Maybe you have a lighter for like lighting the grill, or something for lighting candles. L. Up.
There I go with my adjectives instead of nouns again, but that's okay. I have a book by Dr. James Dobson that was in our basement library. So library L, it says, love must be tough.
So,
okay, that's what I found.
She's stretching it. Oh, Granny Mom found Leo in 1 second.
Oh, nice.
Max found something. What's yours, Max?
A little treat.
A little treat. Oh, you guys are getting pathetic. A lemon color basket. A loaf of bread. A lot. Oh, hey, I want to know where you got your can of Lysol.
For real.
That's like gold. Yeah. Lainey found Lysol.
Nice.
Yeah, we may all head over there. Okay, I'm going to put the rooms back.
A lemon?
A lemon?
Oh, I know what I should have done. I had a Lego in the same room. I just picked that book
You
up.
have a whole bag of Legos.
I know.
There must be about 1 million of them.
I know. My brain can't think when I'm in running mode.
How about a light?
Well, I didn't have one down there.
Unscrew one.
I'm not that tall.
There's a light bulb in the cabinet.
I didn't even know that.
Licorice?
Where do we even have licorice?
I don't know. I was just saying. Okay, here we go. Another room. I'm going to go back to our live feed. Right.
Julie said, or actually probably Isaac or Jackson said, I want something from the backyard that starts with an S. Pretty specific request there. I am curious to see what you have.
Okay, well, maybe we can put that together. Where's my outside? There it is. Okay, here we go. Outside. Outside. Now we're looking.
Outside. And it's going to be...
Yes, we are doing this totally at random.
Yes. Let's see.
Maybe there isn't one.
Oh, yes.
Here we go. Oh, S.
Outside.
S. Something
S.
outside
Go.
with an S. Go.
Oh, wait, I need a timer.
Oh, my timer is going. Outside S. Outside S. Oh, sure. A sprinkler. Better than bathroom starting with A. Sprinkler. Backyard S. 10 seconds. Soil. Oh, they found soil. Sprinkler. That was the Cheches. A seat. You could bring a seat in from the outside. We have chairs outside. There's a seat. Oh, on the front porch there's string. String, yellow string on the front porch. Oh, Max found soil. Soil.
We're twins.
Oh, that's nasty.
Twins.
Okay, there's stone. There's a yellow string out there.
Oh, that's
There's
true.
a seat.
I didn't think about that. My brain can't work right now.
Yeah, okay.
But we just planted a flower garden, so here's the soil.
Swings. A seat. A soccer ball. The sun. Yes, the sun is out. Hey, you know what, guys? It's going to be cold on Friday. Cold on Friday. It's supposed to get down to 30 degrees. You bring your plants in and protect them. A porch swing. A snake. Lainey, did you bring a snake in?
What?
Did you find
You need
a
to
snake?
send me a picture of that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, here we go. Back to our live feed.
A shoe. That was good.
A shoe. Okay. Here we go.
What is a BER?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I told him it was going to be 30 degrees Friday. Okay, we're heading back to the bedroom. Back
Okay.
to the bedroom. What are we going for in the bedroom?
Let's see.
Grab a letter. And that letter is M. Something
M.
starts with an M in the bedroom. Mom.
Hurry, we need a
Me.
timer.
Me. Me, myself, and I. A mattress. You could bring the mattress. A My Hero Academia book. Yep. What other M? Well, Amanda comes running. She doesn't look like she has anything in her hand. Oh, makeup, mascara.
Yeah.
Malvin, Medwin,
I'm sure about that in
Maribel.
20 seconds. My best time yet.
The timer is still running.
Mascara.
No snake, just kidding. Oh, well, I'm glad. All right, in like 5 seconds. All right, I think that's pretty much everybody. We're going to go back to our live feed again.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm just getting in this groove.
Here we go.
I just had a 20-second, guys.
We're going to go to the kitchen. We're going to run to the kitchen, find something that starts with...
Whoops. It starts with an
R. Something
R.
that starts with R in the kitchen. Ready, go. Something that starts with R in the kitchen. R. You have a seal in your kitchen? Kitchen, something starts with an R. I don't know if that counts.
That does. I have that in 12 seconds, thank you.
And what is that?
That's my radio.
Your radio. I think
Wow.
that's a Google Home device.
But it's my radio. That's all I listen to.
True. We listen to
Can
it
it
all
count?
the time.
Can it count?
Let's see. Yeah, we'll let it count.
Yay!
Hey, grab that bottle of Ale 8. It's red soda.
I have radio.
No, it's mine. This one's mine. Max has a red soda, an Ale 8 cherry.
Yum!
Red. Let's see what else we got. Rice, a red
that's a good
spoon, a rug, a radio, another rug. You guys are doing really good. Okay.
Yes.
Go back to the live feed.
Okay.
It's not really live feed. It's just I'm pulling up the clock, making it jump up into the middle of us. Here we go. Bathroom. You're going to run to the bathroom and you're going to grab something that starts with...
Bathroom.
The Cheches had 25 pounds of rice.
What?
Relish. Ranch dressing. Bathroom. Something starts with an F.
A falafel.
A fart.
Oh my goodness, you did not. Okay, give me a timer here.
On your mark. Get set. Run to the bathroom. Find something with an F. Run to the bathroom. Find something with an F. A fine toothbrush. Face wash. Face wash, yeah. Let's see. A face towel. F. Oh, look at that. Face wash. Fructis style. Fructis is the name brand of this styling gel. Fructis. Awesome, Max. We're still waiting on Miss Amanda, trying to find something with an F. Face wash. She has face wash in the shower. I bet she doesn't even think about it. Face wash. She just ran back. She must have heard me. Floor. Fish bath toy. Oh, yeah, fish bath toy.
Man, I got old brain tonight. I started off with a floral bathing suit.
Floral
There I
bathing
go
suit.
with my adjectives again.
Actually, it's a floral hot tub suit. We don't swim. We go to the hot tub.
We do swim, just not at our house. Actually, I take that back. We swim in Piper's pool.
Yeah.
The baby
sort of.
pool.
A faucet.
And then I heard someone say, such as Max and Buddy, what about
Freshener.
face wash? And I was like, well, duh.
She uses that every day.
Yeah. There. Sorry.
Fish bath toy.
This is so mirrored.
A feather.
Okay.
Okay. Here
Good
we
job,
go.
guys. That
One
took me
more
only like a
time.
minute and a half.
Here we go. Back to live feed.
Oh, it's the Cha-Cha's dad's birthday. Evelyn's dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Evelyn's
Anthony,
dad.
happy birthday.
No,
Oh, it's-
Evelyn's dad. Oh, wait. Oh, duh. This is Mirabelle talking. Happy birthday, Tony. Yay, Tony. I know. I said I have old brain
She's
tonight.
lost her mind. Okay, one more time into the extra room.
Ooh.
Go to that room you haven't been to yet. Try to find something that starts with the letter.
No, I don't like it.
It's okay. I'll do this one. Okay? I'll do this one. It's the letter U. U.
We already did you. We did
It's
ugly
okay.
food. No,
No.
it's not. I didn't want to put him back in.
I was going to go
Let's
grab
do a
the
different
umbrella.
one.
I was just going to go grab the umbrella.
No, we can't repeat
All right, here we go.
letters.
R. Well, we did R already.
Well, stop putting him back in the box, Uncle
J.
Buddy.
Jay, no, it's a matching set, so there's two
Oh,
of everything.
duh. Sorry.
Old person brain.
All right, J. Extra room.
Extra room, something starts with J.
How do I go to that?
Click clock.
Clock.
Go.
Go.
Oh,
Go!
I was only going to do it because I knew umbrella.
Oh, don't be lame.
J.
J, in the
J.
extra room. What extra room are you going to, Uncle Buddy?
J.
You're like... Oh, I bet he's going to Piper's room. I think you can find every letter of the alphabet in Piper's room. Think about a Jack in the Box. We were going to buy her that for Christmas, but didn't, so I guess he can't use that. Oh, wow. He's already coming back with one? Oh, let's see. What's he got? What's he got?
I have...
We don't have Jacks because she's too little to play with those yet. What do you
I
got?
have a jet. A jet.
Oh, yeah, Paw Patrol.
Sky's little jet. With the wings
Okay, I guess that qualifies, seeing that I used
You
adjectives
better
the whole
believe it
time.
qualifies. It's a jet. I mean, it's got rockets and it's got wings. It's a jet.
Okay, yeah, it is.
All right.
You got that in less than a minute. Good job.
And I walk slow. All right, go back to our live feed. Take away the clock. Here we go.
Is this our last one?
Well, if we only do 12.
Okay,
This
let's
is
see.
in the living room.
Living room.
Living room, living room, living room.
What shall it be? What shall it be? A D.
A D. A D in
Maybe
the living
your
room.
dad.
Last
Bring your
one.
dad.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. D
Give
in
me
the
a
living room.
timer.
Last one. Hurry, hurry, find a D. D in the living room. The Daniel Plan. Max found a book called The Daniel Plan. D. Babe, right behind you.
Oh, yeah.
She's staring at everything and totally missing what she's standing right at.
Yay.
She has a
Oh,
drum.
20s.
A drum. Yay!
Yay.
The dog.
I got drum.
A dog. A door. Faith. Mrs. Fraser found a door.
Yay. Did you bring that door, Faith?
A dying
I wanna see a
plant.
picture
Oh no, Maribel, you found a dying plant. Oh, well, we've had a lot of fun. We're going to keep watching for a little bit, see who else comes up with something. A
That's
dish.
skill right there.
A dish, a door, dog, a dying plant. Well, while people are still putting in their answers, we're on to the last thing of the night, and everybody knows what that is. It's time for
Prize giveaway.
prize giveaway.
Yes. I want a
Candy.
prize.
Candy,
Yes.
candy. Here we go. All right,
right.
it's time for our prizes.
Let me get them out.
That's not a prize.
Nope.
Oh, you have to reach behind it.
Yes. All right.
Here we go. What prizes do we have for this week?
Okay, we got this prize going on, and you may have tried these before, but I'm not going to give any hints yet, so let's see.
Includes.
Yeah, can you guess it?
Includes one. Warning, choking hazard. Includes one set. It's one set of something. Candy, candy, candy. Ooh la la.
It's called Scratch It stickers. Okay, so if you have those little Scratch It black pieces of paper, so this is a sticker form, and you can take that little wooden tool and you can sketch whatever you want and then cut it out and use it as a sticker.
So you take and you just make your own picture and then you cut it out and stick it up somewhere?
Yeah,
That's what
put it on your like notebook or something, or on your mirror if your mom says it's okay. I like to put stickers on my mirror.
We used to do that in school. We made our own.
Ah, that's so
Most of the kids
fun.
nowadays just
I want
scratch
this. I
all
want
of
to
it out.
create that. That sounds
Okay,
fun.
next
All right,
prize.
next, let's
What have
see.
we got?
And these go together.
Uh-oh.
So I'll bring it down like this. Dun 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 dun. What do you think it is? Can you tell?
May the 4th be with you.
Yes, and Revenge of the
Pew,
Fifth.
pew, 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 pew. Space guns. Space guns.
Yes, these are so
They
fun.
light up. They probably light up and make crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
I would demonstrate them for you, except you have to pull the
batteries
tab. But I think you need 2 so that you can pretend to like be space shooting someone, just like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Actually, I don't think Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader shot anyone. They used
Well,
lightsabers.
I know, but you can use
Han
your
Solo.
imagine. Did you say hands? It's Hans.
It's not Hans.
It's
Han. All right, last prize.
Wow.
And we all
We're
know
doing
what
great
that
here.
is. We all know what that is.
It's always some candy. You want some candy? Here's some candy.
Give you a hint. It's not my kind of candy.
Yeah, so you know it's not chocolate. Can you guess? Oh, duh. It says what type
Candy,
of
candy. I don't know what it is. Fruit flavors. It's
I'm a gummy bear.
Go
I'm a
Bears.
gummy bear. I'm a gummy, yummy bear. I'm a gummy
Don't stop
bear.
being a nurse.
I'm a gummy bear. I'm a gummy, yummy bear. Okay, wait. We haven't done this in a while. Open your mouth. Pretend to eat it. Let me see if I can do this, because I'm like so backwards. Hey! Hold still! Let me feed you! Okay. It didn't really touch his mouth, so you don't have to worry. And we sanitize everything before we hand it out anyway.
All right, I'm spinning
Yes.
the dial, spinning the dial.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to win? Spinning the dial. It is Faith Frazier.
Oh, Miss Faith, I have to come pay you a visit. I'll bring you some tea or something.
Okay, let's pick a kid.
Okay,
We'll
next.
pick a kid. We'll pick a kid. We'll
But
pick a
Faith
kid.
still gets something.
Yep. Oh! It's the Himmels box.
Yay!
Imagine that first time watching and they nail
Lady
it.
in
Boom.
heaven, we have to pay you a visit. All right, wait, let's pick one more because we want to see Faith anyway, and we'll bring her something. But bring another kid up.
Well, I think everybody else has won, so I mean, it doesn't matter.
Have they?
Does it? I don't know. Oh, we'll just call it a night.
No.
Oh, all right. We'll spin the dial. Here we go.
Here we go.
Spin the dial.
Who's
Spin
gonna
the
be?
dial. Spin the
Who's
dial.
gonna
Spin
be?
the dial. Spin
Just
the
because
dial.
we
It is-
love to come visiting.
It is the Kellys.
Oh yay! We get to visit you again.
Or actually, I think you guys are going to be over in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, on Thursday. I mean, you could always stop
Tell
by.
us what you want, and we'll put it out in the mailbox. I want to speak to you.
Now remember, we love come visiting, but we still abide by rules. So don't worry. We'll be 6 feet apart, and we can wear a mask. And we sanitize everything.
Yep, we wipe it
Because
down.
we love you and we want to see you.
And we love to see you guys. So, hey, have a great week. We'll see you Sunday
We'll send
morning.
you pictures, Himmel's box, of the prizes that are available.
Yep, and then that way you can choose your prize. Bye, everybody.
We
See
love
you later.
you. Bye. Mwah.